Hello, beautiful souls of love and light. This is Lady Nenari, Princess of the Sea, coming to you with a special video. So back about 10 years ago now, I think this was late 2007, 2008, I recorded this as an online satsang that I did, and this was before I actually started doing them weekly online. I did them more as recordings. This was back during the time when I also had my own radio show called SISO Radio, Stepping into Spiritual Oneness Radio, which I had my own radio show for about 5-6 years or so. Basically from about 2004 to late 2009, and so I had recorded this back then and had stumbled upon it when I was looking for some wisdom for another video I'm getting ready to record. So I thought I would put this one out first, since so many of you have asked me over the years, and I have many videos now on YouTube and Facebook and writings and channelings and courses and everything else, over the years that I have done in the art of self-love. However, this was a specific meditational satsang that we did online in a chat format, and it was a recording of it that I did that evening, and so I wanted to share it with you so that you had a context of some help with some self-love, because so many of you who come to me in mentoring wish to know how to actually come into a place of self-love, and very few know about it. So I'm putting this recording together for you back from about 10-11 years ago. So please listen to this, and may it bless you in all ways, always. So for this meditational satsang, what we're going to be discoursing on will be about the ancient art of self-love. Embracing you as Source embraces you. So over the many years that I've been doing sessions with people, and I have been doing teaching of my courses and readings and things of that nature, what has come up time and time again, and I've also had my own process with this as well, is that of self-love. About 20-odd years ago or so, I used to literally hate myself. I hated the world and everything in it, and I didn't love myself at all, and I had no idea what loving myself meant. So through my own self-healing process, and also through my own journey on self-love, this is the wisdom that came through to me that helped me on the path, so that I'm now able to share this with you in this meditational satsang online here, to help you on your path in self-love, in actually how to do such. So this is what we're going to discourse on this evening in this meditational satsang, actually what this means. So people always hear actually about love yourself. You need to love yourself. You need to love yourself. We hear this over and over again. But most people have no idea actually how to love yourself. So what I'd like to share with you is the wisdom from Source upon this. So if you go to Source energy itself, when Source energy first created us as souls, we were created and are created in the image and likeness of Source itself. So when Source looks upon us, Source sees itself. So because Source sees itself, the way and how we actually love ourselves, and self-love is actually a capital S. Self for the soul, because it's actually soul love. Rather than self-love, it's actually soul love. You're loving yourself, capital S, as your soul. Seeing yourself, or seeing your soul as Source sees your soul. So what does that mean? That means, again, as you are created in the likeness and image of Source, Source sees you as itself when it beholds you. So to embrace you means to see you as Source sees you. So to love something or someone means to behold it, to embrace it as you. So Source embraces you as itself. So when you're embracing someone or something, you are embracing that, holding it, beholding it, imbibing it, or taking it within you as if it is you, as if it is Source itself. It's very important to see whatever it is that you are beholding or embracing of loving someone or something as Source first, and then as you, because you are Source. So, in loving ourself, the ancient art of self-love, and the reason I say it's the ancient art is because it's as ancient as Source is, as infinite as Source is. It goes back to the time before time, in the essence of no time, as time is but an illusion. It's just an earth dimension construct that we've created here. So if you go into the ancientness, the sacredness, the heart of love itself or Source itself, then you understand that to love yourself means to behold, embrace, take within you as part of Source, you, because you are Source. So it's not even necessarily taking yourself or your soul as part of anything, because you already are this. So since you are this already, you then accept you as Source accepts you. So when Source looks at you, Source says, "You are my beloved, in whom I am well pleased. I see you as me. And in that, I love you naturally, organically, just from the beingness of Source that I am, unconditionally, in absolute love, S-O-U-L. So what does that mean, to love someone or something unconditionally, as Source does? That means exactly that. Unconditional means free from conditions, free from circumstances, free from situations. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how you act, what you don't say. If you're having a bad day, if you're having a good day, and everything in between. Bumps, bruises, magnificence, and all sides of you. Source sees you as this and holds you in Source's arms and says, "You are my beloved. You are me. I am you, you are me." So when we are practicing the art of self-love, the ancient art of self-love is to love exactly as Source does. Source is ever present. Source is the presence. The present as in the gift of presence. Source presence itself. In the Om, the one moment, being present in this presence of Source. So when you actually love yourself, love your soul, you are being present. So in other words, you're being present to whatever is arising. If you are feeling hurt, if you are feeling joy, if you are feeling pain, if you're feeling ecstatic, if you're feeling oneness, if you're feeling bliss, if you're feeling grief, whatever emotion is happening, energy in motion, we are to feel that emotion full out, just as a child feels it full out. Like a child when they have a tantrum, they're right in the moment and they have a tantrum and they are just, upset, angry, frustrated, whatever it is, and they are with it. They are present with it and they feel it full out. And the reason that it goes away and 5 minutes later they're back playing in awe and wonder and magic of who they really are is because they are fully present with it. They're not holding back. They're not trying to suppress it. They are just present, and Source is this way with you. Now, in being present, loving ourselves is a present moment thing. In other words, it happens in the present moment, and it is free from being something that, oh, I've got self-love and this is it. I'm going to be in self-love all the time. It's about a conscious choice. You consciously choose in each moment to be present with loving yourself, your soul, as Source does. Loving yourself as Source, because you are Source and Source is you. Being fully present to that, making a conscious choice in each moment to love your soul, choosing that in each moment. Choosing to be the presence, the present, as in the gift of presence of Source itself, in this Om, this one moment. Free from running away, free from distractions, free from anything that keeps you from being present. You're just fully present, just like Source is present with you in this presence of who Source is as presence. Being fully here, giving your full attention and intention to who you are in this moment. Whatever you choose to be in this moment. Whatever you choose to feel in this moment. Whatever you choose to experience in this moment. Being fully present consciously in a conscious choice in each moment. Because the presence, or the present now, as in the present moment, is all that is. There is technically no past or no future. All is happening right now at once. All there is the present moment, because if you think about the past, it's actually happening now in this present moment, because the very act of you bringing something from the past into your mind and experience is actually bringing it into the present moment. The same with the future. If you're thinking about the future, what's it going to be? It's not going to be the future, it will be the present in the present moment. So being fully present with yourself in whatever is happening with yourself, your soul in this moment, is self-love, just as Source is present with you. Staying in this present moment with whatever is arising and allowing it to fully come through with no attempt to change or fix it or make it wrong or make it better. Fully validating, feeling, and experiencing that validation as well as this is who you are in this moment. Feeling fully free to express who you are in this moment, whatever that is, just as Source accepts you as you are in whatever you express. This is what it means to be fully present, as if whatever you are feeling, experiencing, thinking, doing is the most important thing in this moment. Really listening to your soul, just as Source listens to your soul, yourself in each moment, and asking your soul, what do I need in this moment? What do I really need in this moment? What is in my best interest in this moment, and in the best interest of all in this moment? Because all is a part of Source as well. And when you love yourself, your soul, you love all. You love Source, because all is Source. So every other person, every other place, every situation, every circumstance, every flower, every tree, every nook and cranny is you, and you are them. So when you love you, you are loving all. And when you love all, they are loving you, because all is Source. Loving ourself, loving our soul is that deep listening in the stillness. What do I need in this moment? Free from being an egoic need in this moment, but what does my soul really need? What does love or Source saying to me in this moment that my soul requires on this path right now? And deeply listening in, being quiet and letting the monkey mind subside so that you can hear your own heart and your own soul speaking to you, your own inner soul child speaking to you of what he or she needs, that source needs in this moment, as source needs in this moment. Self-love is also about self-soothing, giving all of the nurturing, the love, seeing source already and always gives you this, replenishes you infinitely with nurturing, with love, with all of the things within you as you are source. Source infinitely gives and is this nurturing, this presence, this listening, this caring, this love, this acceptance of who you are as you are right here, right now, in this this one moment, already and always. And it's about giving that to yourself, your soul first, visualizing source always, in all ways, giving this to you as this is source itself. You are source itself, rather than you seeking outside of yourself for others to give you such. You are nurturing yourself and soothing yourself first, and then in balance, naturally, as you are being this, you will then bring about in vibrational frequency others who will be this reflection of you, magnetically, energetically, soulfully, physically, spiritually, and on all ways. It is about giving yourself that feeling of feeling heard, feeling safe, feeling comfortable, feeling loved. Just as Source gives all of these things and is all of these things with you, so too are you to be with you, because you are Source itself. When you embrace yourself, take within you in your best interests, just as Source is present with you, you take in these best interests as you. This is self-love. We are to behold ourself as Source does, seeing, feeling, knowing, and experiencing yourself, your soul, as Source itself experiences you. When you love yourself as Source loves you, Source is free from ever harming you. Source is free from ever hurting you. Source always chooses your best interest. Source and your soul are always, in all ways, here for you and with you, taking your best interests at heart, knowing your soul agreements, knowing who you are as a soul in its totality, not just your physical form of this physical body temple of this life, but the whole totality of who you are as a soul and Source itself, and chooses from your best interest to bring forth to you the magnificence you are in the bestness that you are. Now, this is free from meaning that we are being selfish and only taking our best interests at heart. And Source is free from being selfish and only taking your best interests at heart. To love yourself is to also love all, because all is you, you are all. So when you love you, you are loving all, as was said earlier. So within that, Source is always, in all ways, taking the best interests at heart of all as well. So in loving yourself, it is about taking the best interest of you, as well as all in your own sphere, as in your friends, your family, whoever you're connected with, intimately in connection with at all, and then all of humanity. What is in the best interest of me and all, which includes me. Source is about inclusion rather than exclusion, or a win-win for everyone, rather than a win-lose, because a win-lose means someone's best interests are not taking at heart. Source never does that. Source looks at what's for the benefit of all, which includes you. So when you love yourself, you are to see your best interests and everyone's best interests, that what is in the benefit of all. This is also self-love. For self-love is about loving as Source loves. Loving you and loving all, which is also you, which is also Source. Source always chooses vibrational frequencies, ways of being and doing, thought processes, feelings, emotions, actions from that place that God, Spirit, Source is. So in loving yourself, when you fully love yourself in practicing this art of loving yourself, then you love as Source does. In other words, when you love and you take something within you as part of you, and you take it within you, as Source itself, then naturally you are free from ever hurting yourself. If you choose to embrace, take within you another, whether it's a dog or a flower or another human being or a chair or food, whatever it is that you're choosing to take within you, when you embrace that within you, you're embracing it as Source itself. And when you embrace it as Source itself, then naturally, organically, you never wish to harm or hurt. And so when you fully embrace yourself as Source embraces you this way, then you choose vibrational frequencies, ways of being and doing, things that you say, thought processes, feelings, emotions, actions that are actually of what Source, God, Spirit would be, do, say, act. You would be free from ever harming or hurting yourself. And you do so as Source does, in the sense of being and doing so consciously, awake and aware. Loving yourself is being as Source is. Source is conscious in what it chooses. In other words, it's awake and aware, fully jumping in with eyes wide open in this moment, this Om, this one moment, choosing consciously things that bring joy, things that bring peace, things that bring satisfaction, things that bring aliveness, the experience of the soul itself, of Source itself. It is a conscious choice in each moment to ask the question, what would love do now? What would Source or love do now? What would Source or love say now? Think now, feel now, have an emotion of, right action of, vibration of, vibrational frequency of, in each moment, and accepting yourself in each moment as you are, just as Source does and is. And in those moments when you are unawakened or unconscious, on automatic pilot, if you will, and choosing from the reptilian brain a fight, flight, freeze mode in which you are in fear or doubt, worry, or anxiety or stress or hurt or pain. It's about being compassionate with yourself. Loving yourself means being okay with those moments when you mess up. Because in Source's eyes, Source never sees you effing up. Source never sees you imperfect. For Source sees the imperfection is I am perfection, simply as I am right now in this moment. Even if I mess up, even if I make a mistake, it's a mistake, an opportunity to take the take again, to choose again, to try again, to be love again. Source never punishes or harms when you appear to fail. Source embraces you even in your failures, just as Jesus did. Jesus never saw the prostitute as the prostitute. Jesus saw the prostitute actually as a beautiful soul and a beautiful divine feminine goddess woman. And that woman, he embraced her for all she is, even in the appearance of something other than, or the shadow side or the dark side. It's a compassionate listening. So when you love yourself as Source loves you, because you are Source, and Source knows that there will be moments that you have humanness of being unawake and unaware and on autopilot, and that is okay too. Being in compassionate listening and loving kindness for yourself, your soul, just as Source does in such moments. And to know that the shadow that comes up is only there to remind you to come back into the love of Source that you really are. So when you are actually loving you, you are loving as Source loves you this way. Now, there are many thought processes that I have been doing myself in my own journey of the forgiveness release that I just released a few years ago in my second book, Stepping into Spiritual Oneness. The inner soul child healing work. There are many processes that I do with people in sessions and readings and healings and one-on-one sessions, group sessions and things of that nature. And I will probably share those in videos and writings and whatnot in the future. But for the purposes of this meditational satsang that we are embodying in this moment, I'm going to invite you in taking a slow, deep breath in, expanding your belly, breathing in the essence of Source itself, breathing out in release and letting go. Breathing in love, peace, calmness, centeredness, relaxation. Breathing out in release. And as we continue to focus on your breath in just this moment, I invite you to visualize, see, feel, and experience this inner knowing of your inner soul child in this moment. See him or her before you. And just as Source fully embraces you, knowing you are Source itself, reach out and embrace your inner soul child and hold him or her in this moment. And as you hold her or him, feel Source with you, God Spirit with you, saying to you, you are my beloved, within whom I am well pleased. I embrace you as me. Feel how good that feels. Feel the love pouring in through Source to you and your inner soul child now. Hold your inner soul child and embrace him or her as Source itself, because you are Source incarnate. Source created you in its likeness and image. Source accepts you and you accept you now, just as you are, bringing within you, breathing within you, you as Source, embracing and taking within you as you as Source itself. You are a part of Source. You are Source. Hold your inner soul child as if he or she is the most important thing in this world and in all of the cosmos, just as Source sees you. Knowing that Source loves you and you now love you, free from conditions, circumstances, and situations. Bumps, bruises, magnificence, and all. And gaze at your inner soul child now. Look at her or him. And say to him or her, because I know you are me, I am you. Because I know you are Source, I will be and do as Source does. I will be free from harming you, and I will choose consciously vibrational frequencies, ways of being and doing, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions that are of what Source chooses. And I will practice this consciously, being more awake and aware to you, my beloved inner soul child. I embrace you as Source, God, Spirit embraces you. For when I see you, I see God. When you feel you are ready, imagine your inner soul child now infusing into your heart center. And with that infusion, a bright, beautiful golden white light bursts forth from your heart. For you now love yourself, your soul, the whole of you, in wholeness, balance, completeness, integration, fully present with your inner soul child and source as one. And when you are ready, you may feel yourself coming back more into the room. Feeling your feet on the floor, the chair you're sitting in, the bed you're lying on, wherever you are in this moment, feel yourself more conscious. Back fully in your body. Okay, so now that you are all back, I will start to read the comments online here from the Meditational Satsang chat that we're in. And please feel free to comment on what your experience was during this meditation and the sharing of the channeling from Source on the ancient art of self-love. Welcome back, beautiful soul. May this beautiful recording on the ancient art of loving yourself, capital S, yourself, your soul, as Source does, embracing you as Source embraces you, bless you infinitely, and bring you into this place of the love that you are, Espavo.